Goats and sheep were among the earliest domesticated animals. However, unlike the sheep, the goat ancestry is very clear. Goat breeds, especially dairy goats, are some of the oldest defined animal breeds for which breed standards and production records have been kept. There are different types of dairy goat breeds in the country, which include Alpine, Anglo-Nubian, Boer, Saanen, and Toggenburg bucks, among others. Different goat breeds thrive well in different parts of the country. On today's episode, we will focus on various breeds and how they should be maintained. We are in Kiambu County in Kibada farm that processes goat milk products. We had a chat with Dr. Mugonjeru, the general manager, who took us through the various breeds they rear in their farm.
We are at Kibada farm, a farm belonging to Kibada Limited. Kibada Limited is the place where togs, goats, milk products are processed. On this farm we have 3 breeds. We have the Toggenburg, it's the main breed. Then we have Saanens, which we are just starting with. We have less than 15. And then we have Agro-Nubians, which we are starting. We have about 15 of them.
Toggenburgs can easily be identified by their white legs and a white stripe that runs from their nose to their eyes. The Anglo-Nubian is a British breed of domestic goat. Saanen is a white goat which is fairly small and has black spots on the udders, nose and skin. Dr. Mugo tells us more on the breeds.
With me I have the Toggenburg breed of goats. This is a breed of goats which normally is brown in color and with a white face, white legs, and at the tail, the back tail, it has a white color also. The Saanens, mainly the ones we have here, are white. They are white in color and with a very pinkish mouth. They are big in size, bigger than the Toggenburgs. They also produce more. They can go up to 6 liters if they are fed well. Then the Agro-Nubians are brown in color and also black. They can produce up to 2 liters. Big-bodied, and mainly the Agro-Nubians are a dual-purpose goat.
Different breeds have ear tags for easy identification. The tags act more as ID cards. They come in different colors such as blue, orange, yellow, or white. Dr. Mugo tells us more on this.
All the goats you've seen here, they have ear tags. Each kid, each goat has, it's like an ID mark. All of them, they have different numbers. The numbers you'll also find, we have some with orange tags, there are some with blue tags, and there are some with yellow or white tags. The yellow or white tags are the original goats which we got from the farmers in Meru. So these are Kenyan Toggenburgs, pure Toggenburgs, very good breed, very good size. Then the blue ear tags are kids we have gotten from males which we imported from UK 3 years ago. So since the UK goats had full records up to the great grandfather, grandsire, granddam, we are kind of, those bucks were pedigree. So the blue ear tag now we are saying are pedigree in that we can now get the father's records, the sire's records up to that great grandfather. Then the orange ones are the ones, because when we imported males and females, the orange tags are from those UK bucks and females.
Mugo elaborates further on how one can trace the lineage of a kid goat to ascertain whether it's a pedigree.
We know that a kid belongs to this sire and this dam, which is the father and the mother. And we can follow it from our records, both on computer and on hard book. You can follow who was the grandfather. Like the ones we got from Mary, we can go up to the great grandfather. Very soon we'll be able to go to the great grandfather for some of the great kids. And the more you can tell a goat, you can go back on the family line for a goat, the better for you to say you have a pedigree goat. Yeah. And mostly for that identification, we are also able to say this kid is a female, cannot be mated by this buck because they are related. Yeah. So most of the males we are getting, we are selling to farmers outside, and we keep records of those farmers who have bought the bucks from here, so that in future, if we maybe want to go and look for bucks also, we don't go to the same place and get what we had sold back here. Or if a farmer comes from your area and they want to buy a buck, we will most probably tell them, there is a friend of yours, a neighbor who has this buck, and there is the relationship. We don't want to sell you this because sometime you can exchange. If you don't exchange, then you are inbreeding, which means your stock will start becoming smaller in size, the milk production will go low, and that's not what we want. We want to improve our genetics as we move along. So it's best that you get the buck, which is as far away as possible from the doe which you are going to breed. And that you can only do by keeping records. If you don't keep records, whatever you do, you will never know who mated who is the father of who is the mother of who. It just is like that. What you'll see is the result of the kids getting smaller, the milk production getting smaller, the growth rate going down, like that, yeah.
On this farm, natural breeding occurs. Goats are arranged in different age groups, which include the kids. Then at around 4 months, they are weaned, and finally around 12 months, they are ready to be served. Workers monitor goats consistently and keenly every morning, midday and evening. There are certain signs that show the goat is on heat, such as restlessness and producing mucus on their vulvas. Farmers at Kibidav have tried crossbreeding the Saanen and the Toggenburg to increase milk production. Normal milk production is 2 to 3 liters per day. Farmers are advised to do a thorough research on crossbreeding. Goats are very territorial, and because of this, they fight a lot, causing serious injuries among themselves. They mainly use their horns to engage in fights, and this is the main reason why some farmers prefer goats without horns. Naturally, goats without horns are called polled. Dr. Mugo takes us through the various ways of dehorning goats.
You use a hot piece of metal, either electric or just using charcoal to heat the iron, and you try and remove the horn bud when the kid is very small. That's the best. Others come and try and cut the horns with a wire saw. A bit painful, a bit messy. And mainly, why do we want to remove the horns? Aesthetic, that's one. Some people only want them when they are pulled, they don't have any horns. And also because of causing injuries.
Although the welfare activists do not encourage dehorning or disbanding, Dr. Mugo advises that a farmer should use the correct methods of disbanding. The feeding regime is mainly 4-way, and goats have to eat healthy. Water is very essential too, as they have to take it in between their meals.
Here the feeding regime is it's 4-way. Let me see, it's 4-way. In the morning, for all the animals, the goats which are not milking, winners mainly, they will get pellets, which is an 18% protein concentrate. All the milking ones or pregnant ones will get dairy meal, which is a 16% concentrate. And that's in the morning. All of them will get a concentrate to start them off. Then from there, after milking, all of them are given roots grass hay, which is the same boma roots. And that's the main dish for them. They eat a lot of the boma roots, which they will take up to the afternoon. In between, they will be given water. In the morning, after the concentrates, they are given water. After the roots grass, they will be given water. And then it's what we call a delicacy for them, the rusan. All of them for the rusan is very, very tasty. And they like it. If you don't give it, milk production goes down like that. So after that rusan, they will be given water again, and we will give them the concentrates. And that will be around 5, 6 when they will be milking, and now moving them back to their sleeping areas.
Goats sleep in raised houses, mainly known as cottages. These cottages are structured in a way that they consist of a resting room and the feeding area. They are raised for easy cleaning. Although they look as a perfect setup for goats, the farmers at Kibidav encounter challenges due to the large increase in the number of goats. They take lots of space and it is difficult to monitor the goats. The whole process is tedious as it involves a lot of movement. They are opting for an open band which is easier to manage, as Dr. Mugo explains.
So we are now trying to move to an open barn where you can walk through the mid corridor and see the goats from this side and from this side. You can tell a sick goat which is not waking up very fast when feed is given, and you say this one there must be a problem. You can see a limping goat, meaning it has an injury. It's easy to manage them.